Well, as the world marked the International Day for the Elimination of Violence against Women this week, November 25th, several new campaigns are being launched to put the focus on men and their part in reducing acts of violence. Well, here's i24 News correspondent Shachar Peled on the growing He for She movements.
We want to try and galvanize as many men and boys as possible to be advocates for change.
In a first campaign of its kind in the UN, actress and Goodwill ambassador Emma Watson called for men to lead the way to freedom, rights and protection for women. Marking the International Day for the Elimination of Violence against Women, Israeli campaigns decided to follow the same path.
Even though this is an international day focusing on women, we understand from the past 21 years of dealing with the matter that without overall treatment of both the women and the men, it won't work and things won't change.
This year, the focus is on men and how they can stop the violence. Once a week, violent men gather here together to receive treatment and try to end the vicious cycle.
Social worker Abraham Sutton works daily with abusers and helps them improve their conduct. Speaking to us, he recalls a success story of a violent man turned tutor.
And now he's managing a group by himself to other men, violent abusers like he was. And he teaches those men to behave, to be good men.
It is here where the men can open up and face their wrongdoings. Some of them move on to revealing their stories in front of crowds, social workers and volunteers. Daniel, a fictitious name, acknowledged a violent incident in which he hurt his wife 2 years ago.
I was sent for treatment to learn and prevent mistakes which could happen again in the future. Any normative man could stumble and find himself in this situation. Now I first try to fix myself. First of all, fix yourself, and only then look at the person in front of you.
According to a survey released by the Vitza Women's Organization, 1 out of every 3 Israelis personally knows a woman suffering from some form of violence. Every day, 65 new cases of domestic violence are opened, and during the past year, there were some 7,000 women being treated as victims of abuse, 9 of whom were murdered by their partners.
A man can reach a moment of weakness. One small mistake and it becomes a snowball and you fall. What I learned here is to prevent the next catastrophe.
The new campaigns calling on men to join the fight against domestic violence aims at changing the perception that domestic violence is an extreme or marginal phenomenon related only to women. By recruiting men to the cause, they hope to bring about greater change.
Some of these men we've treated are, for several years now, our partners in promoting violence prevention and the treatment aspect. They endorse the vision that change is possible and a hope that things can be different.